What does another Super Bowl win mean for Patrick Mahomes in your eyes? And before you go, let me just give you my quick synopsis on what I think it means for Patrick Mahomes. I think this is a big game for Patrick Mahomes. And the reason why is because so far, he's kind of dominated the NFL the last 5 years or so, right? I mean, we all can agree going to five straight AFC Championship games, winning one Super Bowl, making it to three now. I think if he wins this Super Bowl, he'll get into that rarefied air of being in that conversation of being the second best quarterback in league history after Tom Brady, right? We all agree it's usually Tom Brady number one. Next comes Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, John Elway, all those guys. And if somehow at age 27, Patrick Mahomes can get to two Super Bowls with with the two MVPs, five straight AFC Championship games, I think that will put him in that rarefied air in that conversation on the way to obviously GOAT status. Now, if he loses this game, I think we can make a valid argument that out of all the quote unquote GOATs of the game, right? He's by far underachieved out of all of them. And the reason why is I always believe, and I always say this, that Patrick Mahomes was one of the luckiest players in NFL history. He was able to get drafted into the perfect situation. He was drafted into the best offensive mind of this generation. He was drafted into the best tight end of this generation, second to Gronk, or maybe one, depending on how you look at it. And then obviously the best wide receiver in this generation is Tyreek Hill. I think that's not up for debate. So he has all that going for him. And in that stretch, he's been only able to win one Super Bowl. I think that would be a little bit of an indictment on who Patrick Mahomes is, quote unquote, in the GOAT conversation. How do you think my analysis of that is? Is that fair, unfair? What's your thoughts on that?
No, I think it is fair, especially in society where it's all determined about, what have you done for me lately? Like, what's the championship? Like, the talent of Mahomes is not in question. The dude is
Mhm.
probably the best talent I've ever seen sling a football around. But like, Dan Marino had a lot of talent in the '80s, and some people have him as like the greatest quarterback, regardless of championships. But at the end of the day, like he's never going to be in that conversation because he never won a championship. He only went to one Super Bowl, did not win that championship. Funny enough, he lost to the 49ers in that matchup. But pure talent, like Marino was fantastic too, but he's not the greatest of all time. And we said this 2 years ago on the pod after the Buccaneers game, where the Buccaneers Super Bowl rather, and I said like he needs to win another championship, or he is going to
Mhm.
be in the same category as Aaron Rodgers. And that is, if he doesn't win this one, I don't think that's an unfair criticism of, okay, well, Mahomes is kind of in the Aaron Rodgers category right now. And I'm not talking about all the people out there, like, relax. I'm not talking about the drama and the off-field stuff, like for all the nonsense that the wife and the brother do on TikTok. Like
Mhm.
he doesn't comment it on it ever. He doesn't navigate any minefields and talks about going in a darkness tank to find himself. He does everything right, and he's definitely the
Yeah.
face of the franchise. But it is a fair criticism. Like if he doesn't win on Sunday,
Mhm.
which it's going to be, quite frankly, a little bit of an uphill battle with really the walking wounded at wide receiver. It's going to be Travis Kelsey and maybe Sky Moore as the starting wide receivers. God bless him.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't win, it's Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, a lot of these greats will always have a swing game. And what I mean by that is Brady had it against the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl, where if he didn't win that game, that's three straight losses for him, right? But instead he
Mhm.
won that Super Bowl, and now you've won four out of, six appearances, and it changes everything, right? Peyton Manning had that swing game against the Patriots in the AFC Championship game when he couldn't win for years on end against them, and he finally broke through and he got that win and went to the Super Bowl and won against the Bears. So I mean, this is very interesting because, like I said, like he could either be two Super Bowls at age 27, and the only other person that done that was Tom Brady with three Super Bowls at age 27, or it could be one Super Bowl in three appearances. And on top of that, you know, so far in two Super Bowls, he hasn't played the best. Like his numbers in these two Super Bowls that he's played in aren't the best. He's had two touchdowns, four interceptions. Like his quarterback rating was much lower than his normal stats in the playoffs in the regular season. So, if he goes out there losing the Super Bowl and plays bad and those stats keep compiling, I mean, then I think you got to kind of pump the brakes in this whole anointing him as a quote unquote GOAT, which for some reason everybody wants to do right now.
Right. Then some people say, "Oh, how dare you even put Joe Burrow in that same category?" But that's a
Yeah.
discussion for another day. But
Yeah.
no, I mean, honestly, Jay, like he's going to this weekend, like he's going to have to potentially not just like win, not like squeak out a
Mhm.
win. I think it's going to have to
Have a good
be like
performance.
it's going
Mhm.
to be like a good performance. Like I'm planting my flag in the middle of State Farm Field type of deal. It's like, yeah, like you forgot about Mahomes type of deal. Like
Yeah.
it's going to have to be that kind of fu performance. And with the supporting cast around, quite frankly, I don't see that happening. But you have Travis Kelsey on your side, so
Mhm.
anything is possible.